Notice of Judicial Proclamation. This notice is a statement of truth, declaration of nationality and reversion. This is a legal, judicial notice of proclamation. Please listen carefully as it means what it says. Any failure to comply with this notice and to adhere to this notice will be deemed to be in violation of internationally signed treaties, declaration, British Constitution, common and divine law upon the British Isles. Do not ignore this, as ignorance will be deemed as acquiescence. I, Norman of the family right, publicly declare that all rights born with, I reclaim, reserve and preserve, which are inalienable and unalienable rights. I, Norman of the family right, being competent and descendable, attest my actions, and this instrument makes my status clear, rescind all temporary testimony trusts, sesque v. derivatives thereof, formed upon such errors of presumption as British Moors abandoned loss, death, or incompetence. Queen Elizabeth II, head of the UK Crown Corporation, as a platform doing business in Great Britain under contract and commercial laws that the Crown, its judges, esquires, barristers and lawyers have breached, and in dishonour of operating on British soil, supposedly here loyally providing British Moors with good faith service and essential government services which we are owed. With continued malice, afterthought, entrapped and mischaracterised myself and British Moors as UK Crown subjects, that is, as debt slaves in your scheme of things, and proceeded to attempt to rape, plunder estates, trusts established in British Moors' names, in my name, in the name of Norman of the family right, without my knowledge, our knowledge, or consent. These are venal, criminal acts and crimes against and upon sovereigns and mankind since 1689 and before the time of the succession of the Crown Act 1707, an anti-Jacobite act. As all UK Crown civil and county courts, magistrates' courts are unlawful, as no royal assent has been given to bring them into existence, its judges, barristers, lawyers are in fact operating de facto, with no jurisdiction in the estate in lands, tenements, and hereditaments, and provide affairs of Britain or British Moors. I, Norman of the family right, being competent and descendable, hold a laudable title, legitimate estate in lands, tenements, and hereditaments, corporal and incorporeal, to these lands and property thereon known as Britain, as heir, benefactor, and inheritor by divinity, covenant, and birthright to the house of Stuart, line of Jacob. British Moors make no claim. I, Norman of the family right, make no claim with respect to any corporate title, United Kingdom citizen, or variations thereof, and I surrender and assign any and all reversionary interest to the United Kingdom and subsidiaries for all acquittance, discharge, settlement, and disclosure of indigenous Britons, and assume no liability and do not consent and stand as any hypothecated surety for any point, moment in time by any administrator of the corporate United Kingdom. As head of state and crown of the United Kingdom, residing on British soil, supposedly here loyally providing Britons with good faith service and essential governmental services, which we are owed, with malice, afterthought, entrapped and mischaracterized Norman of the family right as crown subject, that is, as a debt slave in your scheme of things, and have proceeded to preside over rape and plunder trusts established in my name without my knowledge or consent. These are venal acts and war crimes in violation of internationally signed treaties, the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, the British Constitution, and upon these British Isles. Any liabilities presented retrospectively or in future will be offers to contract and will be seen and treated as financial instruments created by the Crown, its esquires, barristers, lawyers, governing in violation of internationally signed treaties and the British Constitution upon my state, which I lawfully decline as a contract, cannot be enforced under protest and duress and against my will as a British subject and indigenous to Britain by the United Kingdom Corporation, its affiliated agents, parent companies, proxies, etc. Remedy and cure. All duties, levies assumed by the UK Corporation and its subsidiaries, proxies, parent companies, etc., are returned to Norman of the family right and Norman right, what is owed, plus interest. 2, all claims to title deeds to the property that Norman of the family right and Norman right, or variance thereof, is owed, free from lien, encumbrance, or debt of any kind amassed by merely presumed secondary beneficiaries. Immediate cessation and permanent estoppel of all fraudulent claims of mortgages or other claims of debt based on the debts of those same presumed secondary beneficiaries. 4, return all equity interest owed to me and to us that has been fraudulently claimed to be abandoned funds. 5, reinstatement of lawful monies, rights, titles, private banking, etc., without further unlawful conversion or delay. Any failure to respond to this will be met with complaints to the United Crown Corporation as a private company, to the High Courts of Justice, and to the UN and international bodies. The Supreme Court of the United Kingdom and the United Nations Consular Tribunals. Thus concludes my statement, my proclamation, my judicial proclamation. Without malice, mischief, insincerity, and in honour.